UFC Qatar main card breakdown. Why just the main card? Because let's be honest, the prelims start at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Most of you guys are not going to be awake to watch it all, and you kind of might not want to watch all the fighters. So most people just tune into the main card. So here we go. First fight on the main card, we have Tagir Ulanbekov versus Kyoji Horiguchi. I'm gonna go with Horiguchi. He's gonna get it done by decision. Um, Tagiru Mbekov is a good wrestler. He's an absolute Dagestani decision merchant. Super boring fighter. Super boring. But he's very good at implementing his game plan. I believe he's a descendant of Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, so he is pretty good at what he does. Horiguchi, however, has fought all over the world, fought some of the best fighters, and he's a crafty vet. He's going to know what to do with a boring Dagestani wrestler decision merchant. So I'm going to go with Horiguchi getting it done by decision. Next fight on the card, we have Sergey Spivak versus the fat blob Shamil Gaziev. I'm going to go with Spivak winning another decision. He's just going to wrestle Gaziev. Gaziev is going to blitz in like a retard. That's what he always wants to do. He fights a bunch of bums who just stand in front of him and he's able to sleep them because he's got a decent chin and good power. Spivak's a crafty vet. He's only lost to good fighters. So he's going to wind up knowing what to do and just whipping him to the ground over and over. He's fought people with big power like Derek Lewis and was able to just ragdoll him because Lewis can't wrestle. That's kind of what's going to happen with Shamil Gaziev and Sergey Spivak by boring decision. Next fight on the card, we have Jack the Joker Hermanson, the rugged veteran, taking on Miktoybek Orolbani. We'll just call him Orolbani. Gonna go with Jack Hermanson getting it done. He's fought a lot of good fighters. He can deal with people who wrestle, have good power, everything like that. He did just get slapped by Gregory Rodriguez, but he also just beat Joe Pyfer, who has really good power, especially in the first round, and knew how to handle himself. He is a bit of a coin flip fighter, but I just think Orolbai hasn't fought anyone very good. He really hasn't. He's on a bit of a streak, but yeah, he's fought a bunch of nobodies. So Jack's kind of been there, done that. So he's going to be able to use his in fight and in ring IQ and be able to pull off a decision. Next fight on the card, we have Volkan Ozdemir versus Alonzo Menafield. I'm going to go with Volkan Ozdemir getting it done. No, Ozdemir has fought a lot of good fighters. He just recently lost by decision to Carlos Ulberg. He beat the chinny Johnny Walker and Bogdan Gustav, but then lost to Nikita Krylov. The thing is, like, he can deal with a power puncher. He just dealt with Carlos Ulberg. He did lose, but Menafield's just gonna blitz forward like an idiot. I think it's the stupidest game plan. Actually, when Alonzo Menafield did that to Carlos Ulberg, who also beat Ozdemir, he got slept immediately. His team just like prepared for it. They know that the guy's just gonna go in, throw hooks, and blitz forward. You just gotta catch him on the chin, and you can put him out. He's a decent fighter. He's got great strength, great power, but he's a one-trick pony. Ozdemir is going to be able to back up and take a step forward, catch him right on the chin, and put him out. So I'm going to go with Volkan Ozdemir by knockout, by brutal knockout. Next fight, the co-main event, Bilal Muhammad versus Ian Gary. It pains me to say it, but I'm going to go with Ian Gary. Ian Gary is a well-rounded fighter. He is annoying. His trash talk is super annoying, but he's beaten all pretty much the top of the division. He doesn't have any weakness. He can wrestle, he can grapple, he's got jiu-jitsu, he's a fast kickboxer. I think he's the complete fighter, and he's the next generation like he always talks about. He is that next generation of fighters. His only blemish is a decision to Shavkat where he almost did finish Shavkat. He is going against Bilal, the most boring champion we've ever seen. Thank you, Jack, for taking that belt from him. And Bilal is going to do what Bilal does best. He's going to lay against you on the cage. Ian Gary kind of likes that stuff. But the problem is, Bilal fought like a dummy his last fight. He tried to box a boxer just to prove a point, to prove that he's got Canelo hands. What winded up happening is he winded up getting pieced up on his feet and has a good shin, so he managed to stay conscious. But that's not the best way to win a fight. He's going to try to do that to Ian Gary, who kicks a lot more, kicks to the head, and is way, way faster, and isn't going to let Bilal get into punching range. He's going to use his kicks to keep him on the outside. I think because Bilal's negative fight IQ, how the hell was he champion? How was he ever champion? But yeah, because of Bilal's negative fight IQ, I think he's going to wind up losing, and Ian Gary's going to wind up winning by, let's go third round submission, because I think he's just going to piece Bilal up and submit him. And now for the main event on the card, Arman Sarukian versus Dan Hooker. It's going to be Arman. He's the number one contender. He's a good wrestler. He's kind of annoying. He's kind of boring to watch, but he's fighting Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker is the most one-dimensional fighter. He can just take a beating and keeps coming forward, so he manages to win his fights. Dan Hooker is just, as Moicano says, he's the turtle in the tree. He's beaten a bunch of nobodies. He beat Gamrot in a split decision, Jalen Turner in a split decision, and other than that, he doesn't have any good opponents that he beat. The last good opponent he beat was Paul Felder. So yeah, I really think Dan Hooker should not be ranked as high as he is. He's not very good. He can just take a beating, and Arman's just gonna whip him to the ground and score points and do what Arman does. And I mean, Dan Hooker doesn't get finished too often, but I think Arman is going to wind up locking up a submission and finishing Dan Hooker kind of easily. And I think this is going to expose that Dan Hooker is not the top of the division. He is the proverbial turtle in a tree. So those are my picks for UFC Qatar main card. Lock in those bets. Night.